Hello learners, this session we are going to explore on the CloudAnalyst tool. So as mentioned, we are just going to download the CloudAnalyst as a package. This will be available as a .zip file in the source directory, source repositories. From the source repositories, you are just going to download that zip file. Once downloaded, you are just going to extract it and launch it in the NetBeans environment. As a project file, you have been launched the CloudAnalyst. Once you have been launched, you can able to find the supporting libraries that are associated with that CloudAnalyst package. So with this, we are just going to run the uh, application. So this is a mere window where it prompts for user base, one user base and one data center. So data center is located in America region and user base is located in the European states. So here where you have been communicated, the user is going to make the request to the data center and where responses has been made. So we have few of the configurations that you can able to lead. One is your configuration simulations. The other one is your internet characteristics that has been taken up as a latency as throughput. You can able to measure it in terms of your data centers within the geographical region. And here you have your run simulation. This can able to spontaneous activate your CloudSIM engine. Once you have been activated the CloudSIM engine, you can able to find the responses that are made between the user base and the data center. So we'll be kindly exploring all those informations in this session. So we have various regions that have been illustrated here, starting up with R0 is going to be America and R1 South America. Then we have been R2 is going to be the European cities, Europe and Asia. We have it, and R4 is going to be the Africa, and R5 is going to be Australia or the New Zealand continent. This region specific boundaries. With these region specific boundaries only, get with the data center, then the configurations between the user base and the data center. So simulations. So here we find main configuration, data center configuration, advanced configuration. So you're just going to start is the simulation duration. The default is going to be 60 minutes. You can able to have the variations of days also. You find depending upon your organization, you can able to set this simulation duration. You can able to have a data centers configuration. Data center configuration here they have been fixed as the North America region. You can add new of the configurations. So this and all we have been added as a characteristics features of your data. By default they have been given it as such. You can also variations in it. So if I am going to add a new data center 2 will be the region. It by default it is going to be 0, and you can able to set your region also. So 2, I am going to set it as a region 2 with the architecture specification of this. And here also your physical hardware details of data center 2, whether you are going to follow this or you can also add it. Depending upon your scenario, you can able to have this configuration added to your data center also. This is the configuration that you are going to set for the data center. So once you have been fixed your data, you can use a basis. Okay. So here, as of you have been added a new, right? So, and you are fixing it the same configuration similar one, and you are just going to add a new user base 2 with the region of 1 or 0, it depends upon your scenario, and the request per user per hour is going to be 60. So you have been set a configuration. Once you have been set a configuration, you can able to load the existing one, or you can able to save the one we have been changed. Okay, here the service broker policy is the closest data center is going to be the one which is taken for the user base, or the optimized response time you can able to choose it. The other method is reconfigure dynamically with load balancing. So you are just going to have the choices of service broker policy in order to have the request to be made to the data center by means of your virtual machines. Okay, so you have set a configuration for the main as a user base, as of data center configuration. Then as of advanced, you can merely find out the user group factor, request grouping factor, and the instruction length per request. So here we have been adopted the load balancing policy is going to be round robin by default. And once you have been set up all the configurations, you can able to have done with those configuration setup, then you can able to check out with your region specific delay matrix as well as the bandwidth matrix. Depending upon the centers you have been chosen, you can able to rely on the existing matrix the procedures that have been adopted on. Once this has been done, we are going to move on with the run simulation. So here the simulation has been run and you can able to find out the output analysis. Okay, output and graphical analysis. So output and graphical analysis has been related in terms of table and graph. Okay, so user base 1 have the response time similar to the user base 2, and here DC1 and DC2 they have mere instance equal load and fit. Okay, and the cost obtained for both machines to in order to have the data transfer is going to be 1.15. So you can able to find the cost analysis, not only the cost, how far it has been optimized, what is their average processing time, and as well as the average response time. We can able to illustrate it in terms of table and graphs. So this is a mere graphical representations that you can able to be explored in your CloudAnalyst. So you can able to have the variations, how they have been variated. So user base 1 is been closer to DC1. So it has the average response time of 50.2 milliseconds, and user base 1 is closer to DC2 and this has 50.2 milliseconds. So similarly, we have the same response times in each of the zones. So this is a mere graphical way where you can able to have the informations that can able to be simulated in your cloud sim environment. So in this we have been explored the various configurations that you can able to set up using the configuration simulation. Then what are the internet characteristics, mentioning about the delay matrix as well as the bandwidth matrix. Then we have been seen how we have been running the simulation part where the cloud simulation engine incorporated with this application. Once you have been done, we can able to exit it. Thank you.